Welcome everybody to your power yoga series with me, Liv. Today is going to be an inversion flow. So an inversion is anything that your heart is over your head. So down dog's an inversion, pincha is an inversion, handstand, crow. Don't worry, we won't be doing all of those today. We might have some little invitations to come upside down, but really working on building those foundations from which we can then float and fly. So today we are going to start in a child's pose, opening up into the shoulders a little bit more. So bringing your knees as wide as your mat. Or if you want to flow with music, there's a playlist linked below that you can flow with music. I always like to have Spotify volume on half and your computer volume on full, just to get that right balance. So feel free to pause this video and then come back to us. So when you're ready, bringing your knees as wide as your mat, your toes come to touch, and then starting to walk your hands out in front of you and starting to release the forehead down to the floor. Now from here, we're going to open up into the shoulders. So you're going to draw your hands into prayer and dig your elbows down into the ground and then take your hands behind your head. So really opening up into the triceps. From here, you're just going to take a couple of rounds of breath. Really feeling into the back space, ribs, and working into the whole breath system. Power yoga is really essential to focus onto that breath. When we maybe encounter some more challenging postures, if we can really anchor ourselves onto the sound of the breath, is where we really find that beauty. So taking one more full breath in, and a full breath out, start to reach your hands out in front of you. Take a breath in, look forwards in between your hands. As you exhale, you're going to round your shoulders forwards and find a tabletop position. So hands come underneath your shoulders, knees come underneath your hips. We're going to move through a couple rounds of cat-cow just to start to warm up through the body. As you inhale, drop the belly, open the heart, look forwards. As you exhale, press the earth away and round into the spine. Taking two more of these in your own time. As you inhale, open. And as you exhale, round and curl it in. Nice. One more. Inhale to open. And exhale to round it in, really pressing the earth away. Good. You're going to draw the spine back to neutral. Belly button draws back towards your spine. You're going to keep your lower half of your torso completely still. We're going to isolate through the shoulder blades. So we're going to take some scapular push-ups. So keeping that lower belly completely still, start to drop your chest down towards the floor. So you'll feel your shoulder blades coming towards one another. So it's a really small movement. As you exhale, press into the floor, round the upper back. Shoulder blades go left to right. We're going to continue like this, so dropping the chest down, so you can keep your belly button super still, so it's not like a cat-cow. We're not using our whole spine. We're just starting to warm the muscles up in the back that help us attach our shoulder blades onto our back. So serratus anterior and all those muscles that wrap around towards the front that really hold us in headstand and pincha. So just continue to move. You might feel getting slightly fatigued. Often we don't use these muscles so much, sort of underneath the armpit area. Good, take one more. And then slowly coming back to neutral, you're going to tuck the toes under, walk the fingertips forward slightly and lift the hips high, find your downward facing dog. Start to pedal out through the feet here, really relaxing the head, maybe shaking the head out, yes, shaking the head out, no. And then slowly on an inhale, take your gaze in between your hands, bend your knees. And then slowly start to walk your feet up behind your wrists. Then take a forward fold at the top of your mat, relax your head. Taking either elbow, maybe finding a ragdoll fold. Starting to open up into the hamstrings. Once we find more opening in the hamstrings, it makes inversions a hell of a lot easier as we can start to get the hips higher up over the shoulders without even needing to jump or hop. Good, so just working from side to side. If you haven't released your fingertips already, do so now. Starting to tuck your chin towards your chest, we're going to slowly roll up to standing. So vertebrae by vertebrae coming all the way up, your head and your neck is last. When you get here, start to circle sweep the arms behind to come up, take your gaze towards your thumbs. As you exhale, drop your hands behind your head, find that tricep stretch again. Good. As you inhale, reach the arms high. This time I really want you to lift the shoulders up towards your ears. Turn the palms to face the ceiling. Imagine you're in a handstand position. We're going to find our alignment here. So keeping pressing away, the shoulders are going to come up towards your ears. And then you're going to tuck your lower ribs down, maybe tucking the pelvis under slightly. We're in this really nice active, sort of almost hollow body shape here. Take one more breath here, really reaching the arms high, drawing the lower ribs down. As you exhale, find a forward fold, release, sit down. Good, inhale, find a halfway lift. Hands come to shins or thighs, draw the shoulders back. As you exhale, plant the palms, step it back, find your high plank. Inhaling here, shoulders over wrists. As you exhale, elbows hug the sides, lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, find your baby cobra, draw the shoulders back, hover the hands, squeezing the glutes. Maybe we start to lift the toes here. As you exhale, plant the palms under the shoulders, press back, find your down dog. Lifting the hips high, take a full breath in and a full breath out. On an inhale, look forwards and between your hands, bend your knees. As you exhale, big step or silent hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, finds a halfway lift, maybe keeping fingertips on the ground. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, circle sweep the arms all the way up above your head. As you exhale, dive it back down, forward fold. Inhale, find a halfway lift, really warming up the body here. As you exhale, plant the palms, keep your shoulders over your wrists, step it back, high plank. Inhaling here. As you exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower halfway down, elbows hug the sides. Inhale, upward facing dog, knees hip sides off the mat. As you exhale, send it all the way back. Downward facing dog, take a full breath in here. And a full breath out. Good. On an inhale, you're going to lift your right leg high, keeping your hips square, equally press away from the ground. Good. From here, you're going to start to unweight your left hand, starting to walk your left hand back towards your left foot. Stay onto the fingertips of the left hand, keep engaging in the right glute, and maybe you start to hover this left arm back behind you. Finding this single leg, single arm down dog. Keep pressing away from the floor, shoulder comes up towards your ears. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, release your left hand down to the mat. Inhale, the right leg high. As you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands and lower the back knee down. Inhale, we find a low lunge. Reach the arms to the sky. As you exhale, peel the hips back. Find a half split, again, tapping into the hamstrings. Inhale, come up, find a halfway lift. As you exhale, fold, start to bend into your right knee. Reach your hands forwards, find a standing split. Your left leg's gonna go high. I want you to flex your left foot. Turn your pinky toes to face down. So we're in this square hip standing splits here. So your leg's not gonna go super high. Take a breath in, come onto the fingertips, look forward, really squeeze into the glutes. As you exhale, you're gonna curtsy your left knee behind your right calf. Good. Inhale, find that standing split, extend. As you exhale, curtsy and bend. One more. Inhale, extend into that standing split, but stay disciplined, keep the hips square. As you exhale, curtsy and bend. Good. This time as you inhale, standing split, start to open up the hip. Lift that left hip, really yawning it open, maybe lifting the leg a little higher. And then as you exhale, find a forward fold so your left foot comes up to step. At the top of your mat, release the head. From here, you're going to bend your knees as much as you need to in order to get the palms onto the floor. Once the palms are on the floor, you're going to start to press away from the ground. Start to round into the upper back. Drop your chin towards your chest, and you're going to shift the weight equally between hands and feet. So keep lifting up from your lower belly, lifting up from your Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, that pelvic floor, and then shift the weight equally between hands and feet. You might want to experiment, maybe shift it even forwards into the hands, back into the feet, and then finding that middle zone. Drop the head down, keep pressing away from the floor. Take one more breath in. Good. As you exhale, fold, take a normal forward fold. Inhale, find a halfway lift. As you exhale, plant the palm, step or hop it back, find your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, knee tips thighs off the mat. As you exhale, step it all the way back. Downward facing dog, full breath in. And a full breath out. On an inhale, lift your left leg high. Keep the hips square. Start to unweight your right hand. Start to walk your right hand back towards your right foot. Embracing those wobbles, keep pressing away from the floor with your left hand. Maybe you start to hover your right arm back behind you. We're in this single leg, single arm down dog. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, right hand comes down to the mat. Inhale, left leg high. As you exhale, step your left foot in between your hands and lower the back knee down. Finding your low lunge, reach your arms to the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, half splits, peel it back, releasing hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, find a halfway lift, look forwards. As you exhale, standing split, pull the weight into the left foot. Reach the hands forwards, right leg high. Flex your right foot, turn the toes to face down. So you're squaring into the hips and really squeezing that right glute. Take a breath in, come onto the fingertips, look forwards. As you exhale, curtsy and bend right knee behind left calf. Good, inhale, extend, find that standing splits, closed hips. Exhale, curtsy and bend. One more, inhale, find that standing split. As you exhale, curtsy and bend. This time, inhale, open the hip, standing split, relax the head. Maybe that right leg goes a little higher. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, release your right foot to the top of the mat, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need until the palms come down, and then press into the hands, shift the weight forward. Once you find this rounding in the upper back, shoulders come towards your ears. Maybe start to grip the mat in those spider fingers. The knuckles lift as you really grip the mat. Imagine your crow pose. Take one more breath in, maybe shifting the weight forward so the feet feel a little bit more weightless. And as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find a halfway lift, maybe fingertips stay on the ground, an energetic drawing towards your legs. As you exhale, plant the palm, step or hop it back. Find your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, find an upward facing dog. As you exhale, find a downward facing dog. Good, from here you're gonna lower the forearms down to the mat. Find your dolphin pose. In our dolphin, you want to imagine someone's hooking you in the hips and lifting you up towards the sky. So if you wanna bend into the knees, lifting up even higher. The fingers can come sort of together if that feels better, or they can stay in an 11 shape. Relax your head so you're taking your gaze towards your knee, and just notice if your heels are coming down to the ground. Lift them really high. Good, we're gonna take one more breath in here, yogis. As you exhale, find a closed leg child's pose. Your knees come together, you're swimming your arms behind you, and you're releasing into the head. Good, come back into the breath here. Take a full breath in through the nose, and a full breath out, let it go. One more like that, inhaling. And exhale, let it go. Really nice. Slowly start to reach your hands back out in front of you. Take a breath in, look forwards. As you exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips high, find your down dog. Good, on an inhale, lift your right leg high, square hips. Now press away from the floor and you see your shoulders come up towards your ears. Shift the weight into your right hand, start to hover the left. Maybe you reach it back behind you. Maybe we start to bend into our right foot. Swim the left arm behind you to take the foot. Maybe start to kick it away from you. Good, take one more breath in wherever you are. As you exhale, left hand comes down to the mat, right leg high, inhale. It's all about play today. As you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Keeping your back knee lifted this time, we're gonna start to reach the arms forwards. So we're in a high lunge, but you're reaching your arms forwards. Almost as if you're trying to grab something off a shelf. We've got a nice long spine here. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, start to come high up onto the back toes. Reach your hands forwards towards the ground. You're going to shift the weight into your hands, hop your left leg high, and find a handstand hop. So I'll demonstrate that again. We're coming from this reaching forward place. We're in our neutral hips. We're reaching forward, come up high up onto the back toes. Reach your fingertips forward, left leg high. We're in an L shape. And coming to that handstand hop. Really nice. So take a couple of rounds of that. So we're reaching forward, we're finding that neutral pelvis. Reach forward in an L shape with the leg. So the left leg goes high, the right leg stays connected in towards the body as you find that hop up. Really nice. We're going to meet in a standing split at the top of your mat. So your right leg is going to be forward, your left leg is going to be high. Take a full breath in here. As you exhale, curtsy and bend, left knee behind right calf. Inhale, standing split, but open the hips. So allow that left hip to open, maybe releasing the head towards your knee. Take a breath in. As you exhale, left foot comes up to the top of your mat. Shimmy your feet back slightly so you can plant your hands at the top of your mat. We're going for our crow pose here. Start to shift the weight into the hands. Knees come onto the upper arms. Looking forward, take a breath in. As you exhale, we're going to jump back and find our chaturanga. Think up and back as you land in your chaturanga. Inhale for your upward facing dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Find a child's pose when you're ready. Knees come down to the floor and release the head. Really nice. Come back into the breath here. Yoga is all about encouraging play. It's all about creating those little new neural pathways, overcoming fear, overcoming that face plant moment. I promise you, you will be fine. Coming back into the breath. Good. Slowly, slowly. Reaching your hands out in front of you if you haven't already. Take a breath in to look forward in between your hands. As you exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips high. Find a down dog. On an inhale, you're going to lift your left leg high, square the hips, press away from the floor. Keep this shape identical as you start to hover your right hand, maybe reaching your right hand back behind you, maybe bending your left foot, taking it, your right hand with your left foot with your right hand. Embrace the wobbles on this side. Take a breath in. As you exhale, release your right hand down to the floor. Inhale that left leg high. As you exhale, step left foot in between your hands. Now coming up to that high lunge reach, you're going to lift the torso, start to reach your arms by your ears. We're really loading this front leg. And this is going to be our setup for those handstand hops. So start to shift the weight forwards, reach your hands down towards the floor. So you've got this nice neutral spine, so this straight spine here. Reach forward, shoulders towards your ears, and start to hover this back leg. From here, you push off the left foot, the right leg goes high. We're finding that L shape. So take a couple of those, really working on deep bend into this left knee, reach forward so this back toe just naturally comes off. As we lift the right leg, the left leg stays in towards the chest, that L shape. Maybe you find a bit of a hover. Take a couple more, reaching forwards, weight goes into your fingertips, and then we'll meet standing split at the top of your mat. Take a breath in, square the hips. As you exhale, curtsy and bend, right knee comes behind left calf. Inhale, standing splits. This time, open the hips, relax your head. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, release right foot to the top of your mat. Start to heel toe the feet wide. Take your yogi squat here. Maybe shifting from side to side, or hands come into heart center. Lifting up through the crown of your head. Close your eyes for a moment. Just coming back into the breath. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. One more like that. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to reach your hands forwards and start to slowly drop the hips down to the floor. Find your Shavasana, your boat pose. Feeling into the core space here. Start to lift into the heels. Reach your arms out in front of you, or maybe taking behind the knees. We're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to lower your feet away. Arms come down by your sides, low boat. Inhale, we rise up, boat pose. As you exhale, lower for your low boat. One more like that. Inhale, rise it up. And exhale, low. Good. We're going to be here for 10. Find this hollow body shape. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back up. Take behind your knees, start to rock and roll up and down the spine. Now we're gonna make our way to a downward facing dog. Your choice, if you wanna take a flow, take a flow. We're gonna cross at the ankles, plant the palms, step or hop it back, take your chaturanga, or maybe we'll take it all the way back towards your downward facing dog. We're gonna meet in a down dog. When you are ready, taking a breath in to open the chest. If you're in your up dog, and exhale for your downward facing dog. Good, from your down dog, you're gonna lower the forearms down to the floor and relax your head. From here, we're gonna start to lift your right leg. Now, if pincha is in your practice, feel free to start taking some pincha hops. Maybe take your gaze in between your hands and start to lift the right leg, hopping this left knee in towards your chest. Now, from here, otherwise, we're just gonna hold this right leg high. So wherever you are, take a breath in. And as you exhale, release it down, find a closed leg child's pose. Knees come together, swim the arms behind you, release the head. Good, coming back into the breath here. And then we're gonna slowly take that on the other side. So drawing your arms back out in front of you, forearms come down to the mat, shift the weight forwards, tuck your toes, and then lift the hips high. And we wanna be focusing on really finding this stacking position. So our left leg's gonna go high this time. If you're going for those pincha hops, maybe gaze in between your hands, start to hop the pincha, maybe drawing that bottom foot in towards you. Now from here, pressing away from the floor, really finding active shoulders. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, soften. Find that child's pose. Release. Coming back into the breath here. Steadying ourselves, calming the nervous system. Really nice. Now from here, start to scoop up the lower belly. You're just gonna rise up and find a kneeling position at the back of your mat. Now we're gonna explore a little bit of headstand practice here. So the headstand I'm going to demonstrate today is our tripod headstand. Now, if you have headstand already in your practice, feel free to take it now. We'll discuss some little leg variations as we go along. So for our tripod headstand, your head's going to be the top of the triangle. Imagine on the floor. Crown of your head's going to be the top of the triangle, and your two hands are the base. So they're about shoulder distance apart or a little bit wider. At the top of your triangle is going to be the top of your head. So you're going to place the top of the head down onto the mat. Now from here, you want a right angle from your upper arm into your forearm. So we're really creating a nice stacking. So you might have to move the hands back slightly as you lift up. From here, we're going to just shift the weight forward, equal weight in your hands and your feet, and you're going to start to curl the knees in towards you. Feet come towards your bum. This is the good setup. From here, we start to lift one leg, maybe the other. Now, if you want to do this with the wall behind you, so you feel a little bit more secure, feel free. Like if I were to do it facing this way, so your intention is not to touch the wall, but it's just there for you. Now, my number one rule with headstands is don't jump. There's no jumping in this. You're plenty strong enough in your hands. And with a tripod headstand, you can really get your hips nice and high first. Walk yourself forwards. Bring your weight into your hands. Curl one foot. And then gently lift the other foot off. Hug the elbows in. Now, if you've already got a headstand practice, I want you to see how slowly you can come down. So from high, how slow, 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 slow. You can come all the way down. Now, once you're up, come down, find a child's pose as a counter pose. Release. Just allow your body a bit of a moment to relax. And then you might draw yourself up and take another one. So we're gonna have maybe an option for one more if you would like. If you wanna chill in your child's pose, please feel free to chill in your child's pose. If you wanna have another little practice, maybe of a fun transition, we can come from our headstand, our tripod headstand, out of breath. tripod headstand, and come into our crow pose. If you want to have a little go at this, we come from our headstand, you're going to lower your knees onto your arms, you're going to shift your weight back and start to find a crow pose. Let me see if I can demonstrate this for you. So you're coming up into your tripod. As you come down, your knees are going to come onto your upper arms. From here, shift your weight back. You're going to lift your head and find your crow pose. Stick it a little better than me. Focus your gaze and breathe. The key in that is to start to shift the weight back. And then from here, shift the weight back, back, back. From here, maybe your head will start to lift off. Have a little play. Otherwise, we're going to meet in a child's pose. If you want to take a wide-legged child's pose here, maybe stretch out the shoulders, take the hands in prayer, and we'll come all the way down. I wish I could see you. I'm cheering you on as motivation. If you would like to do a workshop on this, I have a headstand workshop in the on-demand library, so have a little look at that. Otherwise, guys, we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. So shifting the hips over to one side, swing the legs round, bump the hips forwards, and we're going to come all the way down to the floor. Doing one last little core movement, pressing your feet down into the floor, reach your arms forwards. Going to tuck your tailbone under. The core is so important in our inversions. Slowly, slowly, we start to roll our way down onto the mat. Good. When you get here, take a big full body stretch. Reach your arms up above your head, point your toes. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, let it go. Slowly just drawing your arms down by your sides. We're going to come all the way down to the mat. We're going to take a final twist here. So bending both knees, bump your hips over towards the right. We're going to cross our right leg up and over the left, take our twisted roots. So crossing the knees and finding almost eagle legs, drawing the knees in towards your chest as you inhale. As you exhale, drop them over to the left. Good, reaching your right arm out to the right and allowing the shoulders to come down to the floor. Close your eyes here if you haven't already. Just trying to stimulate that parasympathetic nervous system here. When we do power, when we do inversions, often it can trigger that sort of fight or flight because we're in that fear. But if you sandwich it with this amazing sense of control in the breath, control in the mind, you start to learn that you can do hard things. Okay, slowly coming all the way through center, uncross that right leg. Gonna bump the hips all the way over towards the left. Cross your left leg over the right. Find that twisted roots position, draw your knees in towards your chest as you inhale. As you exhale, drop the legs over towards the right. Good, reaching your left arm out to the left. Maybe just shimmy the shoulder blades under. Finding the back of the head down into the floor. And closing the eyes, releasing the jaw. See if you can really let go in the legs here. Just notice if they're still sort of subconsciously holding maybe your right thigh. Good, and slowly coming all the way back through center. Uncrossing this left leg, bump the hips back towards the center. Take one final hug of the knees in towards your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Draw your forehead up towards your knees. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, release for your final resting pose, your Shavasana. Letting your legs go out long, heels as wide as your mat. Let your toes fall outwards. And then drawing your arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Landing the body. All the work is done here, yogis. All is left is for you to surrender your weight into the mat. Shavasana. Slowly start to bring your awareness back into your body. Start to wiggle through your fingers and your toes. Take a full breath in, start to reach your arms up above your head. Big full body stretch, maybe a yawn. And then as you exhale, start to slowly roll over onto your right side, drawing your knees in towards your chest, fetal position. Allow the body to land down to this right side, and just take a moment to thank yourself for coming onto the mat today. Slowly, no rush, start to press your way from the floor and rise up to a comfortable seated position. Keeping your eyes closed for as long as possible. And then drawing your hands to heart center. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. On an inhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Lift the corners of your mouth. And exhale to bow. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, yogis. Really well done. Send me a message, or if you have any questions, always feel free to give me a call. So be sure to check out the other 3 classes in this series, and I'll see you very soon.